Hi everybody, it is Sunday, September 10th, 2023. Please remember, I'm a clairvoyant, clairaudient psychic, so everything that goes into these videos is for entertainment only. I mean, please do your own research, form your own opinions. What I say, it's just information that is gifted to me, and I am just relaying it. And yeah, so let's get on with the video. Oh yeah, the full description is in the box, along with the buy me the coffee thing is in there also. So just a few things, a few weird things that I'm working on. Yeah, yesterday we had I did the live stream, and had about the 50-minute mark. I was just like slammed with some information. And there have been a few questions, and after the video ended, after I had ended the live broadcast, I was talking to somebody, and I got slammed again with some more information. And it's weird because, yeah, occasionally I hear the voice of Wallace at times, and it's a lot of the times I do hear my dad talking. My dad's, according to a couple of some other people that I have discussions with, they said one said my dad had 43 lives, and another one said he's like closer to 50, but I know my dad had multiple, and he's having fun hanging out, doing whatever he's doing on the other side. And occasionally I do hear him, and I feel his presence around me. And yesterday, after I wrapped up the video, the live stream, yeah, I could see my dad standing there with his arms crossed, and he brought one of his poker buddies with him, one of his card playing buddies, and his card playing buddy, Philip, was saying, what you said just is bigger than a kettle of fish. You just opened a humongous kettle of fish, and there's going to be stuff flying all over the place. So, yeah, go to the live stream that was yesterday, 9/9/23. 50-minute mark, listen to it. And after I ended it, yes, I did have a visit with my dad. Came and brought one of his card playing buddies with him, and he said, "You really just opened a can of, basically a kettle of fish is about to boil over." And so what I said may explain a lot of things that were, like, I guess, put up on Instagram for like maybe 20-30 minutes, then were immediately taken down. And it explains why one person has a absolute dislike for another person. So I'm like, whoa, shit. I really put my foot into it this time. But hey, that's what happens when you're a clairvoyant, clairaudient. You just get information, and you're like, and it'll blurt out. And then after the fact, you have to wait for the dust, the nuclear fallout. So let's see what happens. And yeah, I was getting some really weird information, and then this morning it was strange because, okay, yeah, I've got the stupid thing, and it's by my bed at night, and I do have the alarm set for certain times, so I'm up in time to take my handful of meds for the RSD CRPS at the regular times. And but I looked, and my bed, I have two bedside clocks. One's plugged into the wall, the other one runs on batteries, and they're both telling me it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. And yet my cell phone is saying it's 6 o'clock. So I wake up a little bit out of my grogginess and I flip the TV on, and it's on the TV, the streaming channels, it's saying 4 o'clock in the morning. So I did a restart on the phone and it came back to the actual time. So having the phone speed up 2 hours. So if it was actually like 4 o'clock Chicago time, 6 o'clock would be way out on the eastern shores of Nova Scotia. So maybe it's a message for people way out on the far eastern seaboard to wake up and be aware of your surroundings, of some things that are coming forward. I guess they say that hurricane is moving up the eastern seaboard, so people be careful. And something else I wanted to mention. Yeah, a few people know who I am on Facebook. Well, because I live with this whacked medical condition, RSD-CRPS, and I'm waiting to see what the FDA renames it again. I mean, it's already gone through half a dozen names. It's been in the military medical textbooks since the 1850s. And they continuously change the names, but then one of the names that was used during the 1880s, one of my doctors used on my medical chart. So even though the official name changes because the FDA doesn't want a medication cocktail used on people that actually works. Well, this little girl, she kind of allegedly runs the American branch of a UK charity. Well, she got on Facebook yesterday and she's whining about how bad she feels. And I said to her, stop whining. You're not in a boxcar. Shut up and live your life. Well, I know she holds down a couple jobs. So her retaliation, like any youngster, they have to go and attack somebody's physical appearance. She calls me an old hag. Well, you know what? If I'm old, I'm also a battle axe, so better watch your butt, sweetie. Because I do happen to know a lot more about this illness than you'll ever know. Yeah, and I do talk to various medical schools and explain the condition to these kids that are going to be doctors. And I tell them how the protocol that my doctors have come up with, how it's really working. And I have been on the phone with the FDA screaming bloody murder. But unfortunately, she's running the charity, and she's in like a state that is really being overrun by the wetback underground railroad heading up to Canada. And those states basically have their population is extremely low, so there's not really she's not in a city where a big event can make a lot of money. That's why it's yeah, I've got buy me a cream soda and coffee, but 50% of that is going to go towards finishing up the paperwork with the attorneys here in Illinois to set up my RSD-CRPS Foundation, because there isn't one. And I already work with a support group talking to people. And the first thing I tell them is, if you're able to move around and breathe and do your stuff, don't whine. You're not in a boxcar heading off to a Zyklon B shower. So there's no point in whining. You're alive. So I have zero tolerance for people whining and complaining about how much pain they're in. For me, that's somebody begging for attention. If you're not capable of, you have to accept the condition, acknowledge the condition, advance away. The AAA of living with a chronic terminal illness. Acknowledge, accept, advance. And if you're not capable of doing that, then maybe you should be put in a boxcar. Be thankful for every moment of life that you have. Okay, I'm getting off my soapbox. Now, they're wrapping up the G Summit right now, G20 Summit. And it's ironic that most of the leaders, before they bailed, before they left New Delhi, they all paid a visit to the memorial to Gandhi, except for Jojo. Jojo jumped on a plane and went to Hanoi. So now we've got Hanoi Jane and Hanoi Jojo. Yeah, he went to the communist country. And that country, I'll be honest, they're the ones that love to poach the videos from different people. They'll poach them off of BITCHUTUTE and RUMBLE and a few other places, and they slap a new name and they put them up on YT. Yeah, that country is known for poaching material and creating a different channel. So this is my one and only. And so if you see my face someplace else, it's probably poached. Let me know so I can call copyright infringement, because I don't even record using the YT software. I use a different camera and upload. So yeah, they can't even, if they decide to ditch my channel, I still have all my videos. Sure do. Have them all saved on, like I showed before, on external thumb drives. But yeah, it's Jojo flew from New Delhi to Hanoi, Vietnam. And the one thing he did do before he left New Delhi is that he did go and suck up to the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Well, let's put it this way. The Saudis don't like donkeys. They'd rather deal with a businessman like Donald. Okay? Now, when Jojo arrived in Hanoi, one of the things they did is they made a special effort and they took Jojo to the site where the Viet Cong captured John McCain. And then he was also supposedly, according to this one news outlet, taken for a tour of the Hanoi Hilton. You know, the place where Jane Fonda got some smuggled messages to her, and then she turned them back to the Viet Cong. Yeah, Hanoi Jane. She's a traitor to the United States. I don't know why Ted Turner married her. But yeah, Jane, we now have Hanoi Jane and Hanoi Joe. And the scary part then is now Gavin Gruesome Newsom out of California has put out a formal statement that he is backing Jojo for Jojo's run for the 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue address again in 24. So Gruesome Newsom has been told to stand down. Wonder who they're going to swap out for Cammy Poo. She needs to be swapped out big time. Now, we know that since Jojo was at the G20 summit meeting, basically all they did there was to make noise about the climate change, poverty, etc. They basically slapped the hands of the Z guy and quietly, through a backhanded backdoor way, applauded Vlad. They're like, hey, Z guy, no, you're the bad guy here. Concede to Vlad. That's the message that came out of the G20. After the summit, India basically got the big prize because their economic status will increase. The African Union was now given formal membership of the G20. And the money that the nearly $30 billion US dollars that Janet Yellen kicked into the G20 International Monetary Fund, well, a serious chunk of it is now going to go to emerging countries. So basically, certain countries that are like poverty stricken, this $30 billion is going to go to. That might slow down the number of new wetbacks here in the United States. Maybe. Or it might just pay for them to have better transpo to the Rio Grande. We've got to be watching on that nonsense. And I guess you all heard the story of how you leave a window open and in flies Enza. You left the window open and the birdie called Enza, influenza, came right into the house. Well, now it's up to a new number. It's BA.2.86. Folks, don't get a whatchamacallit, because once you put that stuff into your body, it never leaves. The best thing to do, don't put the active crap into your body. Just if you have the normal everyday Enza, just stay home. The way I get rid of it, basically habanero peppers and tequila, because habanero peppers actually kill certain types of bacteria and stuff, and it flushes out your system. Yeah, I mean, eat something that's super spicy. Get some of those cayenne. Get some cayenne peppers. Get some hot stuff, and Tabasco sauce, habaneros. Let it run through your system, and usually after that passes through and kind of kills everything through your gut, you start feeling better. So, and that's how I knock out the flu bug and stuff. That's how I have always done it, because developing your own immunity is the best way to fight the Enza bird. And it's coming out more and more. Just like natural, the only stuff that I get injected into my body these days is the stuff needed to combat the RSD-CRPS. And that's, we know exactly what's in it, because my doctors know. They laugh, they go, yeah, we have to have yours specially concocted because of your whacked allergy system. So we know every single ingredient that's coming into my body. And even people say, oh, try this energy drink, try that. I'm like, no, as soon as I read through it, I'll see B12 written, and it's a clinical name for the mineral cobalt, which, hey, sorry, I'm allergic to. I'm not risking anaphylactic shock for some stupid energy drink. I mean, No, I cannot afford organic stuff. Thank you to the Jojo admin. But I do watch what I eat and try to avoid things that are loaded with extra vitamins because they make those extra vitamins out of toxic chemicals. Yeah. So it's just a short one for today. Yes. Yeah, it's what the messages I got after yesterday's live stream. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I did. Oh, I it's a big kettle of fish I opened up. Can of worms. And like I was talking to the person afterwards, let's see when it's going to be coming up on some of these less scrupulous um, channels. See if anybody else picks up on it. So, but yeah, just this is pretty much it. I'll be talking to you on the 12th. Tomorrow, yeah, is sad day for a lot of people. So I back when it happened, I got calls from some people, and many of us who are gifted, we did get together, and there were a lot of people, who were in transition phase where they no longer had a physical body, but their soul and spirit was still on this earth plane, and they couldn't comprehend what was going on. So in order to get them into the light, some people walk down, some people go through a tunnel, some people cross a bridge. Well, a lot of these people were really confused and shattered because of what happened. We were saying, get into the elevator and the elevator will take you to your office. But the elevator was our helping them to, okay, everything's normal, go into the office. And by doing the elevator statement urging, we were able to get them to cross over into the light. And yeah, it was, that first year was rough for a lot of us. I mean, I had been in those buildings, the last time was 1988, and it was horrible. The friends I was with, they saw me go into a panic attack. I said, get me out of here now. And until we were out of the building and about a block away, that's when I calmed down. And when I was in third, fourth grade, I was saying to the girl who, if I went through it before, it was like Catholic grammar school down on the Jersey Shore. Yeah, everyone had to sell candy as a fundraiser, and we were like, why? Because no one's going to win the prize. That girl's going to do it because her dad's the construction foreman on the towers. So why should any of us sell chocolate when she's going to win the prize? And I used to say, I don't know why they're even building them. They're going to fall down. Yeah, my mom, after I said that, that's when my mom made me watch the movie On a Clear Day You Can See Forever. And so, yeah. But yeah, tomorrow, if you just take a couple minutes in the morning, send healing prayers to the families, to the children, and smile. And like I said, if you're feeling bad, don't whine. You're not in a boxcar heading to a Zyklon B shower. No matter how bad you're feeling, you're alive. You're not dead yet. Everyone have a great afternoon, great evening. I'll talk to you on Tuesday. Bye-bye.